Hello, world. All right, here we go.
Move the mic so she can talk.
We're going to definitely move the mic. Instead of a long preamble, I'm just going to turn the whole thing over to Amalie. That's my announcement.
Okay.
Just a second. Get that way.
Good. That's fine.
There we go. All right.
Okay. Now that we got that all set up, just not quite ready. Here, you can hand these out while I'm getting my stuff. I don't think I need that many, but there you go. That's for one of my poems. Okay, so this is the official launch of Resurrection of Trees. Right on cue. We'll have to hire this audience again. So,
Oh, excuse me.
somebody's being rowdy in the audience. I'll wait. Yeah, there's always one in every group. But he has to hold my phone in a minute, but I'm not quite ready. So last summer, Bob was talking to a friend of ours, Ronald Montgomery, who moved to Oregon in 2018 and settled to the coast. We met him in Salem, and we were immediate friends. And about a year and a half ago, he moved back to St. Louis, where he came from. And Bob was on the phone a lot last summer, and I didn't know what he was doing. And I said, "What are you doing?" Because he was talking to Ron, our friend. And this is what came of that. They were discussing doing a book, and the resurrection of trees. And I'm going to tell you, you may notice there are a couple of motifs in it. And when Marc and I got into it we came aboard. That sounds better, doesn't it? Yeah. With Bob and Ron. There were no guidelines. There was no stated theme. So we just did what we do. And so any common threads that came out of this was an organic process whereby 4 poets wrote about what is important to them. And I'm going to, I'm holding my phone, I'm going to read a poem of Ron's, and I'm going to be reading it over some music that he wrote. It's a much longer song, but we can't, it's too long for this evening. So,
I'm going to hold the phone
he's going to hold the phone.
next to the mic.
So you can,
Oh, it's okay.
yeah, we don't want that.
If you can just keep the phone the same distance from the mic.
Yeah, you just have to keep it there. So I gotta move this. I gotta find the book and the poem. It's a little short poem, so here we go. There it is. It's up. All you have to do is hit it, and I will start reading.
What I hit, so.
You turned it upside down. Yes. Okay. Now hit.
That's the side.
You have to make it go. Okay. Everest morning. Gazing from above, a sense of wonder ignites my senses, and I kneel in great heartfelt gratitude. The night has passed, and sweet, cool air invigorates my lungs as heartbeats affirm appreciation. Doubts and fears that once burdened my mind and spirit are now in the past. I rise, faith renewed, knowing that I stand upon solid proof that a higher power reigns. Okay. So. In high school, he was backstage during theater productions. And not just changing the curtain, opening, and he was also grabbing girls. I can attest to that. The second poem by Ron is called The Resurrection of Trees, the title poem. Gathering dust on library shelves, packed tightly and bound, until some resurrection expressing life between vicarious, almost living words of times when leaves were linked, not inked, for meaning. Remembering when the sun's rays shone brightly through canopies, with wind shifting, using branches as vocal cords, voicing, creating the language of life in the first person, first thing. Old growth for sawmills, just memories now that will rejuvenate again, like before poets arrived. When dust to dust recycles, all will be reclaimed long after the visitors leave this place. Your word will be no more. Trees will speak again with no one to hear. They're clapping for you, Ron. Okay. And next up is Bob. Bob Hill. Hill, like in a hill. Bob.
Goes to that.
This one.
Hi, Ron. Memories created in real time, one-way conversations, past happy memories, stroke of the face, rub of the neck, remembering what is forgotten, guilt, anticipating the void, one-way conversations, past happy pain, easing the pain, those left behind, 100 years of living a second in time. I wrote that when my mother died. It was about 50 pages, and that's what it came down to. Spear tips. Spear tips dug out of the dirt, buried with all the broken promises, trampled over with time to be forgotten in the past, found in the search of heritage in the future, found as a reminder, a symbol of the lies to be repeated. Was it used to harvest food, defend the families, conquer our enemies, expand our wealth? Was it simply creative art? By the fireside on a cold winter afternoon in a dimming light, where are we when we need us? I grew up when I was very young on an Indian reservation for the Lakota in Nebraska. It's where I met Amalie in Sioux City, by the way. It was across the river. We were born in the same hospital.
No, we weren't. In the States.
Okay. Awareness, awakening, sleeping for 77 years, periodically waking from being unaware, only to find out what I believe was rare. As time is running out, as I was running out, I have awoken again. What I found is such a sin, things I believed in that I thought right have gone by the wayside, out of sight. Must be lived with for the rest of my life. The remainder of my life, as sadness sets in, as time is running out. That was part one. Part two, now that I'm awake again, if I can keep my eyes wide open, I still have faith. I still have faith. Keep keep our children's children smarter than I have been. Don't need to apply. Don't need to apply. I know what I write. Wordsmithing. Let's start again. Staring into a fire, a thought comes to mind, and the mind begins to search for the perfect word to describe the perfect thought. Sometimes it takes only a nanosecond for the perfect word to enter and describe the thought. Other times you search and search and search and never find it. It is sad when you know you cannot come up with the perfect word to take your perfect thought. Having the perfect solution, there are hundreds and hundreds of words, thousands and thousands of words not yet created. How can the perfect word be so elusive? Maybe the wordsmiths have not yet created it. We will continue to search. Sometimes we combine two words in the search, looking for the perfect word to express a thought. Maybe 3 or 4 words combined into a sentence, conceivably a paragraph, perhaps books of many pages, or perhaps a poem. Optimistically, a mathematical equation, but we are still searching for the perfect word expressing our perfect thought to describe love and describe the hate, describe a purpose, describe life or death, describe the emptiness of the missing word that can survive time. Always comes to mind as the thought search becomes a word. Scraps of wood. A tree comes down, laying on the earth's floor where it can feed the neighbors, young and old alike, nourishing the earth so the seed can grow. Sometimes, just sometimes, that nourishment is removed. Can you pause for a moment? Imagine what you would do with the piece of wood that came down to lay on the earth's floor. So many things it can be used for. It can turn into firewood to warm the soul, then to ash, and still be returned to the ground to nourish the earth. It could be made into a box, sent into space, one of the most durable materials available. We have to admire a barren piece of ground where one day we spy the smallest of sprouts. As we watch it grow and grow and grow, maybe 1,000 years or more, for generation after generation to admire, we have to question all the uses and admire beauty and decay. By chiseling intricate patterns, we can uncover and reveal the creative beauty from within. Barren plot of land with no other trees, a seed must have been windblown, dropped by a bird, picked up on an animal's fur. Warmed by the fire, a woodworker sits in the shop looking for the project to make out of a piece of wood, pondering a thought in front of the warm stove. Wasting time. Enjoy. Okay, one more. No, I can't. It's too long. They'll kick me out. No, I can't. My time was up. No.
You can read it your book.
I'm back. Now I'm going to read my poems that are in the book. So, the first one is called More Metaphor Than Fact. In this world of metaphor where assent is improvement, streams are thought, sight is apprehension, and music is inspiration. In this world of beauty, solid rocks and gemstones are transparent color and light. So many flowers and faces, birds and butterflies to delight in. A peacock's impressive display, a swallow, his skillful flying, catching insects in midair, or an orb weaver's lacy, frost-littered web. We would surround ourselves with roses and mineral riches, sweet scents and jeweled cloth woven with gold and silver thread. We have reaped the abundance and bounty of this world and strove to improve it, to make it match our egos, neglecting other lives as we poison mosquitoes and bees and birds and fish that eat them. And then in that singular line of annihilation, we forget that we need them all. And somehow we've overlooked the way transformation is built into life, how insects change from egg to larva, and how butterflies spin cocoons to protect themselves while they die, dissolve, and then reemerge winged and splendid. How did we miss that message, that blatant image of renewal, all of that resurrection? So many saviors and saints, even the phoenix must die to rise again, to ascend like a bodhisattva standing at the open portal with hand outstretched. We may be mortal, but we're always invited to attend death's dance, where we too will learn how to transcend. I wasn't ready. This is a little one. Contrast. Snow falls white as ice crystals onto wet, dark ground, coating it into pristine cold and stillness, changing the world while birds flock together to become one shadow, flying from black tree branches to white, snow-covered ground and back. The species of bird is hidden within black silhouettes like the bare trees, like the chiaroscuro of notes written in black ink across the lines of a musical score. Okay, and this is the poem that got you that little sheet of paper. You don't have to look at it now, but
Great words.
yes, they are. And that's what the poem's bum fuzzle.
Whatever it is. Puzzle.
Okay, surrounded by words. Most words in my office have been sentenced to life within covers of books. Many are locked inside the binary brain of my computer, and just as many are as free as any word can be without being spoken, as they float around in the ether or are handwritten on paper in the piles, collecting on tables and desks, all of them waiting to be transcribed onto the computer to be saved. There are little notes with words jotted on them, new words I don't know and I have to look up. Then I enter them into my own personal dictionary of odd, obsolete, or obscure words, big, important words used by the most erudite, who use them to remind the plebeians of their semi-literal caste. Literate, sorry. I'm a bibliophile, lover of big, delicious words. The full meal deals, old-fashioned words like bumfuzzle, dewdropper, mumsimus, or ataraxia, and all the beguiling root words or etymology, the development of sounds into words like the cosmic aum, sounds that blossomed into life as songs, born on the tongue, released into the air from between teeth, whose only meaning was sound, onomatopoeia fizzing in the mouth like hush, or citharism, the sound of wind murmuring through trees, words themselves as oral, meaning oral lexicons of poetry and song lyrics and dancing in the moonlight. If all those words were to fly out of books, out of mouths, would we all begin to hear the music of the universe again, or for the first time? Would everyone have to stop to watch the words circulating in and out of their mouths into the sky? Would we see the atmosphere shimmer, praise rotating stars the way Van Gogh painted them, not merely twinkling lights, but swirling fireflies, alive with energy, their lyric kinesis showering night skies with beauty and brilliance, with innate intelligence? If everyone could see and understand the words flowing in and through not just other humans, but from every life, might we all become poets? Would we learn to pay attention again to the minuscule, to unity, to the entire tapestry and texture of it all? Or would we be reduced to the smallest common denominator, back to our very atoms, those tiny solar systems that power the cosmos?
All right. Okay, I wanted to read another one of Ron's poems from this book. This is called Satya Comes Home. And Satya, in this, is a term used by Gandhi that refers to the concept of truth. Satya comes home. How could absolutes have fallen so far from lofty peaks where meditations radiated into the universe, but centuries-old rituals of enlightenment now are into curbside drains and escalate into oval boardrooms, twisted, misused, and cast aside? All the while, choirs rise in fractured harmonies as every man clings to denial while stocks and bonds collapse, singing the pained refrain, nothing lasts forever, forever no more. Through dust-lined bookshelves, hands search for the lost pages of a mentor's journal from a time when Bondi and banyan trees sheltered aspirations of peace, and time before violent partitions ripped clarity from its home. Now Satya is cast adrift, estranged from beloved companions of unity and compassion. Yet voices still retch from the heights, pleading for the return of harmonies, for everyone to reclaim restoration, to echo refrain. Nothing so sad lasts forever, forever no more. 2 decades have passed, and the dreams of the two are pierced. Satya silenced by whispers, schemed, plans hatched in dimly lit bars tailored for a few, forsaking the many. Those who fought to be seen but were cast into shadow. Wars may have ceased, yet loom on distant shores, should oligarchs stretch their grasp, craving power never earned. For this time, the chorus swells, rising from valley to peak, demanding the return of harmonies, embracing renewal, singing at last the refrain, nothing so sad lasts forever, forever no more, we are glad. It's a good one, Ron. All right. So I have a collection of really weird poems that are here. I shouldn't say that, but they kind of are.
What kind? Weird?
Weird. And I feel compelled to read this poem because it's called A Missive from Big Balls. And pretty soon, no one will know who Big Balls is. A lot of people don't know who he is already.
I think we have a clue.
When Trump was inaugurated and they had that Doge group that came in to try to fire everybody in the government. And Elon Musk hired a bunch of high school kids and college dropouts and whatever. The news media discovered that one of them, Twitter handle, was Big Balls. So, anyway, a missive from Big Balls. When the email arrives from Human Resources that says that you're no longer employed and the funding for your position has been eliminated, likely illegally, or they lied about your performance review, just know this. Big Balls doesn't know who you are. He's never married, no kids, a pathetic, lonely troll, with no prospects, a grotesque worm in a t-shirt, a cockroach scuttling an office building. He is an aching void, a scurvy little spider in the employ of a scurvy little spider. He tears down. It's all he's able to do. His life, his mission, is a cruel, empty thing. To him, you're a number, a small, insignificant plebe that if enough add up, the cretin who holds his leash can retain more of his money. Knowing this is not helpful, but it's true. I can't remember when Bob and Ron asked for these, but I think this one came out about the same time. This is called...
Send that one to the New Yorker.
This is called Mercy for the Scared, and this was written after the inauguration, and our newly elected president went to the National Cathedral and never went back because I think he got a little bit of he got a talking to. Mercy for the Scared. When the givens are question marks and the periods have become exclamations of shock and horror, we cannot help you. We can only love you. When your career is threatened because you did your job, when you logged onto the Social Security website just to see if it still worked, when you've been maliciously erased, there's nothing we can do. We can listen. When you are crying and hungry who once had food, when you are dying who once had care, when you are freezing who once had heat, there's nothing we can do. We can ask for mercy for the scared. Okay. Yeah. This one's called 100 Million Sins. And I wrote it after watching our Franklin Mint infomercial. We'd like to congratulate you on your 100 millionth sin. It takes effort, dedication to perfect your craft so well. Certainly congratulations are in order. Some people are content with lying or acts of violence, or they specialize in the gluttonous arts. However, you have a broad and deep expertise that in breathtaking in its scope. We have created for you this commemorative plaque and installed it here in perpetuity, crafted exclusively by the Franklin Mint. This plaque details your accomplishments, made of solid pewter and with gold accents, hand-polished and highlighted with red crystal cabochons. It has been installed on this jagged onyx rock, where it will await your arrival, illuminated by the fires found on this pristine lake. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. This is the last one I got. Is there anything after me, Amalie? Okay. So, yeah.
You're the closer.
I'm the closer.
You better do a good job.
So, yeah, all right. This is another one that's a little bit on the weird side, I think. It's called Lions in the Sky.
What's it called?
Lions in the Sky. Lions in the Sky. The hawk in graceful arcs is one with the sky. The crow lifts over a crow lifts over a treetop and disappears into descending rain. Squirrels scamper over power lines before leaping into a waiting branch. Maybe if I jump on this trampoline hard enough, I can join them in that lighter than air realm. The cirrus clouds, the cumulus, the cumulonimbus stratus, who do not walk, do not float, who actualize atmosphere, and with purpose, sketch the sky in motion and awareness before the sun paints them with its own brush, and then they are gone. So, we have a number of these books here. And so they're over there, along with all these other books. And so if you'd like to purchase one of these books, talk to Bob and Amalie, and they can talk to Bob specifically. And he can guide you in that purpose. Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Sure, you could say one thing. Uh-oh, he's standing up.
Take down payments.
I do.
Oh, good.
And if you're broke, I give them away free.
No, I don't want to give it away, but I only have 5.
I just wanted to say that Marc started doing this in 2016. I think Amalie and I have been to 99% of what he's done. What I've heard from poets is some really great things. You should never not write poetry or feel like this isn't the place to come and read it. It's the most generous thing that I've ever seen done in my lifetime, and I'm almost 78. So please continue to write. 8. Just because you're younger. But what I will tell you is poets write for poetry. They don't write to get rich. So from there on, but I would like to encourage you to always come and support this. It's the greatest thing that Salem's got going right now. Okay? And I would just tell you that Simon is going to be in our next book. It'll come out sometime after the first of the year, probably around April or May. So he said he's come into this world, trusted us enough to share his poetry, and he writes amazing stuff. So, okay. Now, Ron, too bad you don't live here anymore.
That's right, Ron. You'll have to invite us all out to St. Louis. By us, I mean
Yeah, we can all stay with
everybody,
Bob.
the whole room.
Well, I'm from there.
The last thing is we have 2 lists over there. One's for the mailing list and one's for the open mic. So if you want to read the open mic, you sign up on that list. If you'll be on the mailing list, you sign up on that list. We'll take a couple minutes break and come back for the open mic.